as to who you are as a person, but mainly as who you are as a film lover, I suppose. So let's see. Also, yeah, I cut my hair. It's really short. I was trying to channel 90s Pixie, Gwyneth Paltrow vibes. I really like it. Anyway, my first subscriber that I'm going to judge is Emma. Hi Emma, number 1 Stardust Defender. Now, with Emma top 4, I have not seen any of these films, and this will be a theme with other top 4s. This, however, will not stop me from judging you. So, what is my authority? I don't have authority. Anyway, so we've got Stardust, Dungeons and Dragons, What We Do in the Shadows, and Bullet Train. Now, what I will say is that all of these films are sort of lighthearted. They are entertaining, from what I know. I have seen a little bit of What We Do in the Shadows, the show. Oh, I hate when my fridge starts humming. I have watched a little bit of What We Do in the Shadows, the show based on the film, and it is just funny and silly, and it's What We Do in the Shadows. It's, if you don't know, it's like a mockumentary about vampires. this person. We have commielarrybird. Commielarrybird. We've got Fire Walk With Me, Matrix, Knives Out, and I saw the TV Glow. Now I haven't seen Knives Out, but I love. Actually, sorry, I also haven't seen. I saw the TV Glow. I've seen. We're all going to the World Fair from the same director, and I love Fire Walk With Me, and I love Matrix. So I feel like we would get along. I feel like we would like to sit down and watch the same films. These films are all like introspective, and they're just a lot of psychological depth. I know I saw the TV Glow is famously a kind of a metaphor for the trans experience. If I'm not mistaken, the director, they're trans. Matrix is, of course, the world we live in and stuff. And Fire Walk With Me is, of course, if you know, you know, right? If you've watched Twin Peaks, you know what that's about. So there's a lot of psychological depth. So I really like this. I'm gonna give you a 4, even though I haven't seen Knives Out or I saw the TV Glow. And I feel like you would be. Let's continue in a friend group. You would be the slightly edgier one, or the person that wants to watch films only if they have something to say, you know, kind of like, yeah, you would be, I don't want to say a snob, but maybe you would be a bit of a snob when people suggest crap, you know, or stuff that it's too basic. Yeah, I think that would be you. You would be the one like, what about this psychological thriller? I don't know. Stewart alive backwards. But again, from what I know of The Wind That Shakes the Barley, it seems like you really like realism in your films and moral complexities and political issues. I would say that you're very empathetic and romantic, and I always like the addition of a sort of wild card, or I love an animation in the top 4 because, I don't know, it shows different interests that we might have. So what I would say is that in a group of friends, you are the empathetic one. You're the one that looks at the bigger picture, doesn't necessarily jump to conclusions, things like that, and like to, yeah, just not make assumptions like I'm doing right now. So yeah, for that, I think I wrote it down. I think I'm gonna give you 3.5, just because I've never seen 3 of these films, but I think they're really solid choices, Leo. So yeah, thank you for joining in today's video. Okay, another girly that I can get behind. Hi Katie, I feel like I've judged you before. I think I remember your account, or maybe it's just because I do follow you. I really like your film taste. The Shining, Paris, Texas, Black Swan, and Poor Things. Now you're losing me with Poor Things, because it's not my favorite Lanthimos, but it's also not my least favorite Lanthimos, so it's okay. Black Swan, love. The Shining, love. Paris, Texas, I did start it and I fell asleep, but equally it's one of those films where like I know I'm gonna love it, so it's okay. So you're another one where I think we would have no trouble finding a film to watch together. And yeah, you clearly love, just like me, psychological films, kind of emotional films with a lot of emotional depth. Now, also what I can tell from this lineup is that you love a strikingly, like visually, a film has to also be incredible, or you know, you do appreciate. Why is everybody slamming doors? Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. But yeah, you love a visually stunning film, and how could I fault you for that? Yeah, so this is a great lineup. You guys have great taste. Like, so far, I feel like the lineups have been really amazing. Let's see, I might hate the next one. I have a pen because I'm just like taking off, making sure that I'm talking about everybody. But Katie, I think I'm gonna give you 4.5. And the half that I take away is only because I didn't love Poor Things, and I did not finish Paris, Texas. So, but 4.5. Well done, Katie. In the group of friends, I think you would also be like big crowd pleaser, but like with a bit of an edge. You know, you have to be in a edgier group of friends, let's say. Well done, Katie. Great taste. Hi, Lauren Hyde. Thank you for joining in today's video. Your lineup also looks amazing, like Portrait of a Lady on Fire, Moulin Rouge, Klaus, and Heathers. I have not watched the Portrait of a Lady on Fire, but I love Celine Sciamma and her style, so again, it's one of those films where I know I'm gonna love it. Moulin Rouge, I'm a bit on the fence about, only because Baz Luhrmann can be a bit hit or miss for me. Klaus, oh sorry, you couldn't see the heart. Klaus is just it makes me cry even thinking about it. explore love stories, and that can be a crowd pleasers depending on the group of friends. But yeah, I love that you included Klaus. I mean, where Christmas is coming up, and Klaus is just, it's absolutely incredible. Like, it's so good. Lauren, I'm gonna give you a 3.5, I think. Just because, actually, I'm gonna give you a 4. Heck, I'm gonna give you a 4. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna give you a 4 because these are really, really good choices, even though, again, I haven't seen all of them. Here we are. We've got the toxic man of the video. Hi, Nick. Sorry. But if you have watched my previous videos in this format, you will know that if somebody puts like The Dark Knight, or I mean, you even put Empire Strikes Back, I don't know, but mainly Dark Knight is like, it is a great film, but if it's your favorite and you're a man, it's like, it's a bit of a meme, you know, like, it's a red flag. You're saving yourself just about because of The Incredibles. And Jaws is a classic, so okay, I'll give you that. Jaws is really good. I also personally don't care about Star Wars that much. I think I've said it before. It's just not my bag. I can watch it and enjoy it, but it doesn't leave me feeling much. So Nick, I don't know. You're gonna be the token toxic man for this video. I'm sorry. I am sorry. But yeah. So let's see. What can I give you? The Incredibles and Jaws are really like doing the legwork here. A low 3 at 2.75. Now, another stunning top 4 by Geeked Film. Don't know your name, but Fantastic Planet, Inception, Howl's Moving Castle, and the Grand Budapest Hotel. Now, so far, this is the most fantastical, whimsical, imaginative, mind-bending, and I love it. Like, I can really see a thread between all these films. Inception is the most rewatchable Nolan for me. Grand Budapest Hotel I haven't revisited in a while, but love Wes Anderson. Howl's Moving Castle is just like so mind-bending and just so cool and entertaining and visually stunning. And Fantastic Planet, I actually have it on Blu-ray. Let me just get it real quick. I actually do want to watch this so badly. How long is it? 72 minutes maybe. It's quite short. Maybe if I have time today, I'll put it on because I've been wanting to watch this for the longest time. Let's read the description real quick. It is a mesmerizing psychedelic sci-fi animated feature that won the Grand Prix at the 1973 Cannes Film Festival. It is a landmark of European animation. Yeah, sounds great. That was really loud, sorry. You're getting a 5. I don't care. Like, your name can sound a bit too much, but actually really good, not pretentious choices at all. 5 stars. You won. You won. Okay, we've got 5-star Winter. Let's see, Too Fast, Too Furious, mid-90s, Whiplash, Train to Busan. Now, Whiplash is amazing. Love it. No comment, like, it's just amazing. I was just googling Train to Busan. Yeah, it is an action horror. I've seen, like, I've had it on my, maybe not on my watch list, but just on my radar for quite some time. The same as mid-90s. Mid-90s is supposed to be a bit more like realistic convinced me to watch Tokyo Drift, which is a bit of a standalone, isn't it? It's not necessarily in the, like, it's in the Fast and Furious universe, but it's not. It's a bit disjointed. It's a standalone sequel, I suppose. I think. Let me think. Who are you as a person? Who are you? I mean, you clearly want to be entertained watching a film, but equally, there's a lot of raw emotional exploration. I mean, definitely with Whiplash, but also with mid-90s. I suppose also with Train to Busan. I don't know how introspective Too Fast Too Furious can be, but as I've said before, I like a wild card. I like to see that you're into your more intellectually heavy films, but then you also enjoy a Fast and Furious film. I think that's great. So you're getting a 3.5. You're getting a 3.5, and I think you are. I don't know. I guess it seems like you can morph to different genres and really like find you know, your top 4 really represents a lot of different genres. So you're the definition of, oh, I can watch a bit of everything. I feel like, which I don't know if that's a personality in itself, but my stomach is making the craziest sounds. It is noon after all. Next. Okay. Hi, Sam. Macflugga. Let's see if that has a meaning. Macflugga. It's an island in Scotland. I bet I've mispronounced that. Macflugga. Macflugga. Did that sound better? So your username is an island in Scotland, but your name is Sam. Your top 4 is giving snob. No, it's giving snobby. It's giving well read, but a bit maybe insufferable. I loved One Battle After Another. It's crazy that it's already in your top 4, but sometimes that's how it goes. We watch a new film and we're like, that's my new favorite thing. So fair enough. Wings of Desire, very famous. Silence, Army of Shadows. I'm not too familiar with Silence. Let me just quickly. So Army of Shadows, French resistance fighters carry out secret operations against the Nazis. And the Jesuit priests travel to 17th century Japan to find their mentor and sustain faith under persecution and extreme hardship. You like some heavy films. Let me retract. Let me go back. I don't think you're a snob. I think you just like heavy stuff, and when you give a suggestion, people are like, oh, I don't want to watch this really heavy, sad, depressing, politically charged, and just like films that are heavy. I think you like films that are heavy, and therefore people don't actually want your suggestions usually. So yeah, you're kind of like the intellectual of the group, and you kind of love that. You're kind of proud of that. What does it say? Films are cool. Favorite to cycle through a bunch of classy ones. Fair. I also try to change up my top 4 every once in a while. Just because there's not just 4 films that you love forever. There's a lot of favorite films, aren't there? Sam, you get a 3. You get a 3. Okay, okay. And lastly, arguably the most interesting, intriguing top 4 I've ever seen. We've got 2 shorts. The person, so sorry, their name is LeoO'Chofaigh, I guess, LLIL. Hi, Lil. They said in their comment that 2 of their favorite films were shorts, and I'm sorry I didn't. I wanted to go ahead and watch them before filming this, but I didn't have time, even though they're very short, hence the name. Isla das Flores, probably mispronounced that. A Day to Remember. And then this is why you're giving me 2 shorts, and so it's giving well read, it's giving just like film buff, but like, you know, you've maybe studied film. And then we've got The Godfather and Cars, which The Godfather is also a bit of a meme. Like if a man says that that's their favorite film, it's like Run Away. I mean, it's even mentioned in the film Barbie. You know, when Ken's favorite film is The Godfather, right? Or like there's a scene with that. But equally, Cars is amazing.